Anderson wasn't a fighter that I ever thought I was going to compete against, so he was never my weight. So I never was like, oh, I always want to compete against him. He was somebody in our sport that we looked up to that really didn't have to talk the trash. He really let his actions speak for him, speak for himself, and he was just a pure martial artist. So I always had a lot of respect for him. I thought he was one of the GOATs of MMA, and I was just itching, and I was just thinking, like, what am I going to do with this combat sport thing? And I started back training and try to push myself, kind of like doing circuits like I was doing in the actual training camp to see where my level was at and see where my passion for the sport was at. And I did that a couple of times, and, I'm like, man, I haven't pushed this hard since, like, I was training for world championship fights. And I did that, and I started thinking about, like, my coach Duke Rufus, that passed away. I started thinking about, like, that's the last time I really trained like this. And then I just kind of, like, almost felt his spirit a little bit in the gym. And it was like, you got more fight left in you. And the next day, Nikisa asked me, he was like, what's this post about that you posted that said comeback season? And I said, I'm training for the unsigned fight. And he was like, hit me tomorrow. And I said, what's going on? You wouldn't say hit me tomorrow if it wasn't nothing on something on the radar. So we linked up, talked about the fight. I love the matchup. It's something that motivates me right now in my life. I don't want to fight these young up-and-coming fighters that want to say that they beat me to build their resume. I want to fight somebody that puts me in a position where I can, be a legend in the sport. I'm expecting the best. I'm expecting him to come out and do what he does best to feel his best, and I'm assuming he's going to be at his best. And if you ever prepare for somebody and expect anything different, you kind of setting yourself up. So I'm not going to say exactly what I think he's going to do, because that's clearly going to say what I'm going to do, but at the end of the day, I feel like Anderson's going to be at his best. Anderson Silva is a fighter that excites me, and winning a fight, especially if you do it in devastating fashion, I feel like that's a career-boosting victory, you know what I mean? And we have a short-term memory in combat sports. You go out there and smoke Anderson Silva, and people forget about all the lessons you learned the years before.